Good morning, merry meet, namaste, blessed be, ashe, however else y'all greet each other. Hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Monday. Happy Monday. It is October the 10th. Today is a very special day because it's the 10th. I love the 10th of the month. So there's some interesting things that I want to talk to you guys about. First of all, I want to say happy Old Hallows Eve because to me, every day in the month of October is Hallows Eve. You know, every day before that day because that day is so special. Okay. I was actually before I get into my discussion, and I'll timestamp it in case you're here just for the discussion. But I felt like about a few hours ago that I was having like a Halloween emergency because what I want to do this year, because I don't know, somebody mentioned to me that your pumpkins can last longer if you use some bleach water in them. And so, but what I wanted to do was to just, because I want to fill the yard up with jack o' lanterns, but I want to use the faux jack o' lanterns. So I'm thinking, oh, this will be easy. I'll just go on Amazon. Not so easy. So they do have those. They have those in the bigger ones, but they have them at Michael's. So before Halloween, probably sometime this week, I am going to accomplish that and use the LED lights because it is very messy. Um, of course, I'll use real pumpkins for the front porch. But for my yard, I want jack o' lanterns all over, just by the trees and stuff so that when people go by, they can see the decor. Because Halloween is actually my favorite holiday. I actually enjoy Halloween a lot more than Christmas, even though I do enjoy Yule just because of the energy. It's a pagan holiday. So, yeah, but I figured all that out. And I figured the project would cost probably about roughly about $150 to get the pumpkins, the faux pumpkins that supposedly they last for years. You can carve them. And my last pumpkin carving live was a disaster because I figured out that you actually have to etch the design and not try to cut the design. So you etch the design first and then you cut. So I got pumpkins ready for the next pumpkin carving, and I'm gonna do that live, and so I'll be ready this time, okay? Because I'm gonna achieve that. So anyway, um, I want to talk about this so-called thing with karmics, and I think that this is something that is a huge problem in particular in social media. I mean, I guess you could have that problem in real life. I never experienced it until I came to social media. But from what my spirits was telling me is that there are some people that have past lives and there are some people that don't. And I think a lot of you guys have had many, 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 many past lives to where you have always been here. And I hear people talking about that as if it is a bad thing, reincarnation. I don't see reincarnation as being a bad thing at all because I do believe in it. Okay. But I guess it would depend on the person. I truly believe that there are some people that are walking around. My theory is is that there's some people that don't have a past life at all. I think the number one sign of that is people that connect to the most negative thing or time in our history that they can, and they want to manifest the negative out of that. So, for example, if you were, let's say you're a witch by soul, you have the soul of a witch or a bruja, and you had a past life to where you either witnessed, heard about, or experienced being destroyed during the Crusades. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, either some part of your soul resonance is gonna remember it, and you're not either you'll probably stay away from witchcraft altogether. But if you are somebody that, if it's a part of who you are, it's, you're gonna gravitate towards it, but you're not gonna want to bring up the discrimination and hatred towards the craft or witches or brujas or whatever, right? But I believe that there's some people that are on this earth right now that don't have any past life karmic experiences, which possibly could be, in theory, this could be because they may not possibly have a soul. That's a possibility. Maybe they don't have a soul at all. Maybe they do have a soul, but they are very, I don't want to say evil. I don't want to say dark. I don't want to say that, but I want to say confused, blind. So I wanted to do a live about this, but I got really busy over the weekend. I wanted to talk about people that want to claim that you are a karmic, people that want to pretend that they have a karmic connection with you and they don't. Most of us that have a karmic connection with somebody and we're smart, if it is a true karmic connection, you want it to be resolved. That's the whole point of it. You want it to be resolved. If you run into somebody that you genuinely have a past life connection with, you don't want the drama, because guess what? The way it feels, and it depends on what time in history that was occurring. Like, for example, if it was happening during the Depression or the plague or during a time in history where there was a lot of trauma. Past life regressions are no joke. They are very, very intensely powerful. And so, what I want to talk about is the people that have these fake, they want to create these fake connections with you. And they're very strange because what these people will do is that even after you have made it abundantly clear, I don't owe you anything, I don't have to explain anything to you. Who are you? I don't feel you at all. I don't see you. I don't understand you. I don't have a connection with you. They still push for that connection because they want to make the connection currently in this life, right? So they are trying to or attempting to create this karmic connection with you. Um, and it depends on what it's about, but they want to create that with you. And a lot of times, if you see that happening in social media, in particular on youtube.com, it is because that person wants something to talk about. They either need somebody to talk about, they need somebody to latch on to, so that they can either, lie and make themselves appear to be more interesting. Typically, when people are doing that, that's that's not going to serve your purpose in life, is it? So, for example, when you look at the tarot card community on YouTube, which is a complete mess. Certain aspects of it is a complete mess. Do I feel that tarot card readers on this website have a connection with each other? Maybe a select few, but no, they don't. I think that there's a lot of confusion, right? It's a lot of confusion surrounding that until it turns into drama, which we know that this website provides a lot of drama for entertainment. Even though typically what will end up happening is that you won't become very advertiser friendly. So you won't be able to run ads. If they do run ads on your channel, you won't get paid for it. And this creates what? Loss and poverty. Because you're uploading videos that you're not getting paid for. And then on top of it, you don't really get donations, right? Because there's a lot of people that have very, very successful platforms that run off of donations. And some of them are tarot channels, but a lot of the tarot card readers on here, they are offering services to people, right? However, probably about 99% of us don't have a connection with each other. We just don't. It's the truth. You know, I would never look at another tarot card reader on here and say, oh, that's a karmic of mine. No, you're not. You're definitely not a karmic. We are all separate individuals, aren't we? But you know, you have people that want to connect with you. Why? Because they want to be thick as thieves with you, because they want to terrorize you. They want to compare themselves to you, because there's some people that don't have a good business sense about themselves to where they can just present their spiritual ideas so that people will want to come to them. So then you'll get a person that is constantly trying to compete against others, right? And that's the only way that they know how to advertise their services, which to me has nothing to do with spirit. Of course, if somebody throws a spiritual dagger at you, you have the right to do what you got to do, throw it back. But there's no spiritual karmic connection whatsoever. I mean, we can run across people that we may feel connected with, and I guess it would depend on your spirits and your gods. I know that my spirit team and gods are not going to connect me with anybody in this life that they feel that I need to fight to the death with. Okay. So that's when we'll get into the ancestors. There's a lot of misinformation about what the ancestors are doing on all sides. The ancestors, in particular, yes, certain ancestors, they will go to war for you, but they're not going to expect almost it's very disturbing the way that some of the, and I don't agree with this, and I listen, you don't have to agree with me. You can think whatever you want to think. I just don't agree that our ancestors, in particular, the ones that were like slaves, you know, if you have any black ancestry in your blood or African, I don't believe that they would have wanted us to come into this world to start spiritual wars over what they have went through in the past life. I believe that they would have wanted us to be healthy, happy, prosperous, abundant. Now, of course, there are dark spirits. Yeah, it is. And, you know, everywhere, right? But I think that when you look at what's happening spiritually, I don't think that our ancestors would have wanted us to look like we're completely worthless. And that's on any that's whether or not you're African, Norse, you know what I'm saying, European. I don't believe that they wanted us to be worthless. I don't believe that. I was looking at a video about a story that happened in Missouri. It started in other states, but there's this guy named Mauricello Torres, and his wife is in prison right now for murdering their 6-year-old kid and doing some atrocious things to this child that I'm not going to repeat. And for some odd reason, they keep determining his trials as being mistrials. They reopened his trial. Hey, Ziana, good morning. They reopened his trial because they're going to give him the death penalty. But when you look at what they did, you have to consider what demonic entity created that person to make them do that. And I'm telling you, if you go look at the story, it is heartbreaking, you know, to the point where when you spiritually, if you are understanding of the type of evil that is using that man as a gateway, then the pettiness kind of drifts away. You know, and I asked my spirits, is it anything that I'm supposed to do? They said, no, that's don't bother that. But if they told me that it was, I would. Right? When you think about the type of evil that would create a situation like that. So we can see what's happening spiritually when you look around in the world, and to think that anybody's ancestor would say, be worthless and add to all of this hatred and drama on Mother's Earth and be a complete idiot. I just don't believe that our ancestors. I can't believe that. You know, I refuse to believe it. So, you know, I think that belief is everything, and you can believe whatever you want to believe. But going back to what I was talking about, though, however, when you have people that, you know, like for example, I can't look at a person on this website that I've never met and speak to them as if I know them, especially if I have no connection with them. But there's people that they will talk to you, they will talk about you as if they know you, they only know themselves, they only know them, they don't know you, but yet they're talking to you as if there's something there and there's nothing there. They're even trying to create judgment around you. For some reason, they think that they own you. It's very bizarre. And your ancestors are saying, no, 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 no. Who is this person? Right? And that can be happening in real life as well. Okay. So, for example, if you are a grown person that takes care of yourself financially and you work every day and you take care of little people, you're going to look at a person like they are a maniac, like that's a psychopath that will talk to you as if you owe them an explanation of anything. You know, it's very weird, but I think it's happening for a reason, because that's a teachable moment to let you guys know that there are people out there that are so desperate for clout, validation, energy, that they will try to court. They'll try to form a cord to you. I want y'all to be careful, because for some reason in this life, you are already dealing with your past life and actual real karmics. And these people will kind of know it, or they'll have somewhat of an understanding about it, and they'll want to be a part of that. And it's like, that's not your business, is it? So be careful with people doing that. I just recently started offering potion making services for people, and I'm very, very excited about that. It is something that I have, dived into very deeply to the point where I am about to buy a second cauldron because I want to have one of my cauldrons that I burn things in and one of them that I do potions in. So I'll be getting another cauldron for that very, very soon. But it's something that I am going to be incorporating in my workings for people. I will have like all purpose that I can use for, just whenever I need it. It's almost the same as when you think about Florida water, but potions are kind of different. Um, but there, I will be offering to make personalized potions for people, herb mixings and potions that I'll be making, and then I'll be able to ship them to you. Hey, 31 Shadows, good morning. Thank you for the sunflower. Thank you for the sunflower, Ziana. And so yeah, that is and so um there was a time when I thought about these fake karmics, because there's a such thing as a fake karmic. You need to spend 0.5% of your brain per year on those people, and you need to figure out a way to do it. I call them fake karmics. Okay. And do I believe that you needed them to, to become a better witch? No, I don't. Because I believe that they distract and they can delay. I was sitting here communing with Hecate this morning, and she was like, "You were supposed to start making these potions 2 years ago. What you slow?" You know what I'm saying? And so no, nobody. I mean, yeah, you can learn certain spiritual stuff, but I believe that those things would be natural learning. It would be natural learning, especially if you do work for people and you spend a lot of your time studying the occult, practicing. Um, I believe that it's somebody threatening you, necessarily had nothing to do. So some people, which is very disturbing, because that's why whenever anybody questions me, I ask them what is their authority. Can they show me their credentials? Because there's some people that will act like, just because they may get a lot of views and they or something, they'll try to pretend as if, oh, I'm initiating me into what exactly? Because unless you are an apprentice of a witch or warlock or bruja that you have chosen, then nobody has the right to. What are you initiating me? What is this? And they'll pretend they'll pretend, oh, I've got this authority over you when you're not even from the same galaxy as them. I mean, you can coexist with those people, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So those to me are fake karmics, and spirit does want you to figure out a way to separate yourself from them as much as possible, because they're not. So when you think about somebody that is a actual karmic, this is a person from a previous life. This is a person or persons that you have a past life connection with, that you agreed to work that out in this life. With a fake karmic, you're not going to work that out. In fact, to them, you're just there for them to dump all their crap on you. Hey, Sylvana Studio. Hello, good morning. So it's a lose-lose situation. You want to stay away from lose-lose situations completely. And like a lot of the times, when I am training somebody in spirit, I will tell them, get out of your feelings because this is spirit, whether or not it's a malevolent spirit or it's a good spirit. If it's a malevolent spirit, you have to not take that personally. So it's a way to deal with that to where you're not personally involving your emotions, which is what? Putting stress on your heart. Anytime you involve your emotions or you're in your feelings about something, you're stressing out that heart chakra. And stress kills. If a person just won't leave you alone, or, then there's ways of, protecting yourself to make sure that, it doesn't lead to any bodily harm or you throwing your life away or ruining your life over it because it ain't worth it. Especially if it's somebody that has no connection with you. They want a connection with you because they want to be relevant and, or either they want to do harm to you, there's and so, just make sure that now I'm excited, guys, because I don't know if y'all notice I have the show set up. I am going to be doing a flip through of a new herb oracle deck of herbs. So, good morning, Black Karma. So, I already have the kitchen witch oracle deck, which is amazing. But I believe that the oracle deck that I'm getting, we're going to do a flip through of that either today or tomorrow. It depends on what I have time for. But I will be getting I think I'm going to do the unboxing live of that deck because I'm really excited about getting it. And so make sure that you guys are here for that because a lot of you guys, when it comes to making potions and stuff, I think that you should divinate what herbs to use because some of those herbs you may need to use for certain purposes. It may be a combination of those herbs that you need for certain major circumstances that you have in your life. So I'm not going to be doing any divinations on the channel, but when you get your readings, it'll become a part of the consultations depending on what we are consulting about. So yeah, it's a what's her name again? It's you guys will see it. I've got the show set up. I think I got it up for Tuesday, but I'm gonna get my oracle deck early, so we'll do a flip through of that deck. But um, a lot of these herbs, you may have a connection to them to where they can manifest certain things, or so so that's what that's what I've been using my kitchen witch oracle deck for. I am going to do some oracle readings for the channel probably in the next couple of hours because I got some other things that I need to take care of. But y'all be careful with these soulless empty seeders that have no connection with you, who are trying to connect with you. They want to talk about you as if they know you, just so that they can create division, sickness, and other things in your life. I have seen many, many, many. I'm going to tell you how possession can occur. You have this fake karmic that is possessed, okay, by a malevolent force. That malevolent force or either that person together, they decide to come after you, and and this person is trying to pretend as if they're a part of your life, and they're not. I've seen many, many, many spiritual people get hurt because of that. When in reality, what is to be respected is that if you are on here to do any kind of spiritual purpose, then you should focus on that purpose and not that other crap, because that other crap is what? It's stress, it's anxiety. Many of you guys, y'all been having anxiety since you was a baby. Why you got to have more anxiety on top of that anxiety? And doctors are now admitting that long-term anxiety definitely can have effect on the heart. So I want y'all to be careful with that and take care of that kind of stuff as soon as possible and quit being distracted. Now, one of the big, big things about the potion making that it is going to be extremely helpful with is those of you that are getting the generational curse breakers. It's going to help me out tremendously with that, to the point where you will be shipped a dry collection of your specific herbs for that specific thing. And then you'll be shipped your liquid version. And so I am going to do cute little things like, these potion bottles that you can wear around your neck, or you can put in your cabinet or whatever. But yeah, that's going to be a new launch that I've already launched it. It's already going. And so, I know it's going to be extremely helpful. And then, of course, I'll be making potions for other scenarios, money, healing, in case you need banishing. My Black Rose potion is a banishing potion. Um, Especially when it comes to people's and potions, you can use them. You know what, those round potion bottles that you get with the corkscrew, a lot of times the potions, you'll say, well, how do I use it, Jamila? You can just put it on your cabinet and leave it there. Just the presence of that potion is powerful enough. But if you do use it, I actually put up a video on one of the ways that you can use it. So that's going to be a big thing. Like this week I've got all kinds of herbs on the way. Next week, I'm going to have a new cauldron that's going to come in, that I will use expressly for potions. Right now, it's okay for me to use it's just a hassle cleaning that one cauldron out and then, to use it for different purposes, which is fine. I can do it that way because but I want to have a cauldron that I use specifically to make oils and potions in. So I'm excited about that. But don't let these, because in reality, you don't want to teach codependency because those people are codependent. You know, and see, the thing of it is that when I do readings, even when I'm discussing certain things on my channels, I don't talk about it in gossip form, which is, why I don't get like tons and tons of views, because everybody likes their gossip, which I don't judge you because of that. That's just like the whole thing with, revisiting the Tasha K Cardi B situation, how Tasha K is fleed to Africa and Cardi B is trying to collect. I personally think that Cardi B is just trolling her. I don't believe, I think that Cardi B is just, it's, I don't, and I'm not saying that Cardi B is a bad person for doing this, because she really did do Cardi B dirty, right? But we all know that Cardi B more than likely has more money than Tasha K. Tasha K is a blogger. But, that's going to become more and more popular. When I talk about things like that, I explain the spiritual aspect of it, not the gossiping aspect of it. Even when I did my reading on, I can't even remember the man's last name. I'm sorry. I guess that means that I ain't supposed to call his name out, so I ain't gonna do it. But like, I don't speak from things from a non-spiritual standpoint, and that's gold. Essentially, I don't want to talk about it Anything, any messages that I have for you is coming straight through spirit, because honestly, you can become possessed by that gossip, and then the next thing this person that you don't have to explain anything. Who is this person? Like, why? Why are they talking to you as if they're your father or something? And a lot of y'all will go to either your parents that are still alive, or either you'll go to your parents that are deceased, and you'll go, are you trying to communicate with me through this person? And they'll tell you, no, I would never communicate with you through that person. Or are you kidding me? If I were going to communicate with you, I would communicate with you, maybe through your animals. Spirits can communicate with you through email. Your spirit guides, including your ancestors, can communicate with you many, many different ways. They are not going to choose a fake karmic. They're not. Okay? They're not going to do that. So if you want messages from your dearly departed, you need to go to a reputable person that can truly communicate those messages to you. And it's real easy to get caught up in that drama, but you got to pay attention to everything else that's happening. Otherwise, you'll miss the boat. Okay. And you'll miss what is your actual spiritual purpose is the question. Because, I guess a lot of y'all that watch my channel are like me. You want there to be some sort of purpose in your life, and you found that. That's what I mean when I say find your north, which means find your purpose. I'm not even talking about your zodiac chart, your north node, which may give you some clues what your north node sign is, which also gives you clues as to maybe what past life you may be dealing with in this life. It's a possibility, but I don't like that idea of fake karmics. They can create messes in your life. In particular, if you are a woman, they could create messes in your life. Okay? Fake karmics are no different than fake friends. They're actually there to distract you. You may be doing something in spirit, whether or not it's right or wrong, but a fake karmic is going to go on and on and on about the mistakes that you made that God has already forgiven you for. So then what do? Do you listen to God, or do you listen to that fake person? You need to listen to God, especially if it's a little old thing that, you ain't hurt nobody, right? You ain't did no harm to nobody, nor do you plan on it. And fake karmics, they want to create disaster in your life. Okay? So just be careful with that. Um I know I am. Okay. So this week I'm going to be whipping up another batch of the Black Rose potion. Um and making a large container of it. What I do is I take my leftover vinegar jars, because I try to make. I'm gonna make a huge batch of it to keep on hand, to keep handy. And and it's sad that we're dealing with that. Get real. Get real. You're not, you know and you can tell it's a fake karmic because they hold on for dear life. because they're looking for something to connect with, and it shouldn't be you. They should be connecting to God or their ancestors or their spirits. Okay, especially a lot of you guys that, I've done a lot of readings for the readers and the witches that are on here. Not gonna say who they are. They may not even, believe it or not, there are a lot of witches that don't advertise on YouTube. They just advertise on Etsy. Okay. Which I'm going to get my Etsy shop back just because I like the community. But, that'll be sometime before Christmas when I get my Etsy shop back. I have to redo some things on there because I had my listings on there all wrong. But, but I mean, this whole YouTube thing, especially when it comes to the spiritual community, is a complete mess. And it just don't make any sense. So, people are looking to us for spiritual guidance, okay? If it's not guidance, they just want confirmation of what they may already know, or, maybe they weren't necessarily raised, to learn how to make potions and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna be talking to y'all about that. Of course, the potions are gonna be in addition to any candle work and other workings, but it's one of the things, one of the aspects of um my spiritual work that has evolved my work a whole lot. So I'll be coming at y'all with more videos about that, and just because it'll, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily put, because I think that different workings are going to be different prices. So, and it may not be the same for everybody, but of course, there'll be a small charge for the herbs and for the labor of me doing it. So, some of y'all that took classes from me, I am going to be posting a potion making class that'll be available on the site as well. Okay. You want to come back and learn about potions and, how they work. Okay. And how they can work for you. Okay. Because most of us that are witches, we should be making potions. That's a part of it, and so I've been doing this for several years. I mean, I've made little mixes before, but to understand what an actual potion is, and the power behind it, is a whole other thing. So, I'm excited about that. That happened after I reconnected with Hecate, and so I fully devoted myself to Hecate, just to let y'all know. But, in addition to Hecate, I do work with Saint Expedite. I do work with primarily Saint Expedite, Lord Ganesha, and Lakshmi is who I primarily work with. Every once in a while, I will work with Papa Legba. And of course, I work with Yemi Ya all the time, every day when I bathe or when I take a spiritual bath. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're constantly, Yemi Ya is a constant force, constant. Her and Oya, because water is essential to life. So every day when we grow our crops, or when we drink water, or when we do our dishes, that's Yemi Ya's spirit. Okay. So that she is a deity that is omnipresent. Or is it omnipresent? What is that called? Auspicious. Is that what that's called? I think that's what that's called. I'm sorry, guys. It is early in the morning. So I'll be seeing y'all a little bit later, man. Be careful with these fake karmics, though, man. Taking up too much of your attention and time. You want to minimize that. Don't even think about them too much. That's why they're so outlandish in their threats against you, and constantly, calling you out as if you are a deity to them, but yet showing disrespect for you constantly. Okay. So just be careful with them because you don't want them to take up too much of your time and your attention. Because I know I don't. It's like I told y'all a couple of months ago, and I meant it. If you hear somebody saying something about me, more than likely, my spirits done already let that situation go. They're just talking about me because they figured, maybe waiting for me to respond. And I'm sorry, I just cannot do that. It's not a part of my task. That's how you get off of your task. And I'm not going to do it anymore. It's too important, not just for me, but for the rest of the world. Okay. Also, if you guys have not gotten into Sam Hayes, you can do so by visiting the website. You can either do 2 installment payments or you can pay it all at once. We just recently went through a full moon with flying colors. We did protection, we did grounding, all in our Must be a notification coming up or something. Can you hear me now? That is so weird how it does that. I don't know why it does that. That's weird. Very, very weird. It must be YouTube. Let me know when you're able to hear me, and I'll probably have to repeat what I said. Um, so you can hear me now? Okay. So here's what I've noticed. I've noticed that I don't know if it's the church that's doing it. They're trying to throw away Halloween, which is a huge mistake. Okay. Very okay. I don't know why I did that. I was getting a notification from my email. Maybe it causes it to temporarily go out. That's strange. That is very strange. What I was saying is that a lot of the practices that we do, they have not changed. They are not going to change. So I don't know if somebody's still tinkering with my channel. Where was it? Let me I'm gonna pull it up on my TV real quick, y'all. Hold on. Let me pull that up real quick to see when the audio started messing up. Give me a second. Yeah, I think that there's an effort, y'all, to mess up Sam Hain, but I got a whole bunch of people in my Sam Hain circle. So they not doing nothing because I think y'all started saying y'all couldn't hear me right when I started talking about that. That's weird. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up. Here it is right here. That's weird. Okay, hold on. Testing. Here we go. Okay. Very okay. I'm gonna go back about 3 minutes and see. Auspicious. That's what that's called. I think that's what that's called. I'm sorry, guys. It is early in the morning. Okay. So, I'll be seeing y'all a little bit later, man. Be careful. My spirits done already let that situation go. Yeah, I think that's about where the audio went out right there. Uh-huh. Hold on, let me go back a couple of more seconds till I get to it. Yeah, it's real, real low. Situation go. They're just talking about me because they figured, maybe. Yeah, see, that's weird because I know for a fact that my hand wasn't over the mic because the microphone is at the bottom of my phone. That's very strange. So basically what I was saying is that it's basically at that part what I was saying though, y'all, was that um being focused on, these false karmics, which to me would be considered I guess maybe false prophets or whatever, to go back and forth with them, it's not good for me and it's not good for the world, right? Is what I was saying. I don't know what else was after that, but or something. Can you hear me now? Yeah, it just sounded like something covered up the mic, but I didn't. I swear to God, it's my hand is right on the side of my phone. That my microphone, the little mic thing, is at the bottom. Maybe you know what I should do, and I think I'm gonna do that today. I think I'm gonna order like a little extension that I can put on my phone as like a little microphone extension because I don't use my computer. That's weird. That's what, right when I started talking about fake karmics, because that's what they are. They're like what do you have to do with what we're doing? Nothing. You're just there to distract. You're just there to try to make things harder on people. And many of us have what? Spiritual responsibilities. All of that who shot John, and as far as me looking at it as a spirit, as a social outlet, I don't even look at it as that. The way that, well, I have several different ways of how I unleash my frustrations. And I don't need to be yelling and screaming at people in social media to release those frustrations, right? None of us do. Because what they're doing is they are creating sickness, they are creating stress where there doesn't need to be any. Okay, and what that does is what? It distracts you from your spirit guides. It does. Because if you're sitting up here listening to a fake karmic, then what? You're not going to hear the messages that your spirit guides have for you. Okay, you're not going to really hear them because you're going to be listening to their spirit guides. And you don't know their spirit guides, you only know yours. Who are they? You don't know those people. Those are considered unfamiliar spirits that, there's a 99.99% probability that they don't have your best interest at heart. They want to make you more palatable so that those people can create what? Inside of you, confusion, sickness, disease. That's what they want to do. So, that's pretty much what I was saying. And then I was also saying that you guys can, because somebody said, is it too late to get it? It's not too late. Sam Hain is not until October the 31st. But keep in mind that we do a lot of different SBITs in between that. Now, if you have a major, major spiritual problem, if you have like a major spiritual problem, then you'll want to get a consultation. Okay. And contrary to what people have been saying, my spiritual services are not that expensive. They're not. They're not. So, and then I also offer payment plans. I also offer something for everybody. For example, If you're a person that needs a black candle vigil, if you have like a generational curse type of situation going on, but you don't have the money to necessarily work on that, or you need some time to heal yourself so that you can gather up your strength to deal with that, right? Then you can do the black candle vigil. If you want to strengthen your black candle vigil, then I can make a potion for you that will go with that vigil as well. And then also you can have it in your home so that you can use it sometimes in your mop water for floor wash. You can use it to splash, around your house. Or you can use it to, I guess, the main aspect when it comes to using potions, you don't even necessarily have to use it. So the way that I'm going to do it, unless you decide to put it in a pretty bottle, it'll come to you in a mason jar so that it'll be sealed. So, I've got something for everybody, and my candle vigils are only 150 per cycle. It's best for you to do them at least 2 or 3 months in a row. But so I've got something for everybody's financial situation. Okay. But a lot of you guys, y'all do need to look at those generational curses, because I can tell you that for the most part, a lot of the generational curses was created by these religious indoctrinations that have nothing to do with either your spiritual path, or a lot of them, will tear families apart. So I've noticed that there, especially when you are a witch, you practice, you're doing good, but then the rest of the family is Christian, and they're telling you that you're evil while they pray for your demise. I don't get that, right? So that's a generational curse, which means that your family is in bondage to whatever spirit or malevolent force that created that. And see, the one thing about me, because a lot of people will be like, well, this is I'm not afraid of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I right, yeah, so I don't charge that much. But for my curse reversals, those are 600. I'm offering 15% off for just the regular curse reversals. I have several different types of protections that you can have, and of course money work. We work with Lakshmi every Friday, and on Thursday we invoke other energies like Thor. There's nothing wrong with Thor. And then of course the healing that we do. So it's a lot of different things, and you will get. Thank you, Ziana. Thank you, sweetie. You will get a lot, you know what I'm saying? And so it's not, I don't do this to get filthy rich. Okay. If I'm going to get rich, I'm going to probably invest in real estate. If I wanted to like get rich to the point where I'm like, a millionaire or whatever, maybe I would create, maybe later on, I've seen people that are spiritualists that have become millionaires. Maybe they provide spiritual counsel to celebrities. Maybe they have their own shops that they may be making a lot of money at that. But you know like if you're like all of y'all humble folk out there that have your own businesses, if you're making 50, 60, 80 to 100,000 per year, that ain't nothing. It's not. 100,000 a year really ain't a lot of money. So that's yeah. So I don't know it. Yeah, nice. That's good. That's good. And I want the channel to be a place of peace and healing. I don't want all of that division on this channel, but I have spoke. I do talk about some negative things, negative spiritual things. That's just like I was talking about being haunted by the spirit of a malevolent force. You know what I'm saying? But all of that, I don't, I can't do that anymore. Yeah. Thank you, Ziana. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Thank you. Thank you, dear. So yeah, definitely um if you get a consultation, ask about, and I'll offer it to you, like I'll mention it to you, because I've been making a couple of different potions that I'll come and show you guys, so that I'm pretty proud of, okay? Oh yeah, I like all witches though. I think that we all inspire each other. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate the love, Ziana. I appreciate it. So anyway, yeah. Um it's a trip because if I'm going to have a karmic connection with somebody, I'm going to let them know, hey, we have a karmic connection with each other. Let's work this out. If it's some strange person trying to latch on, I'm going to do everything in my power to banish or get rid of your spirits and you know what else are you supposed to do? You supposed it's called, I don't know, priorities. And so yeah, that's just, and then you wouldn't believe, like, even on Facebook, even on Twitter, on all of these social media sites, there is a confused person that I call them new booties, because they obviously don't have a lot of wisdom, right? And they gonna tell you how to live your life. They gonna tell you. And most of y'all are grown people that support yourselves. Like that, I'm like, you're, to me, that's somebody trolling you, right? That's a troll, right? So, and so when you think about a fake karmic that has tried to latch onto you, that's pretty much what they are, as a troll. That's pretty much what they are, as a troll. So, yeah. Ziana, I like that you brought that up, because I am very eclectic. I'm a very eclectic witch. Um, I do like to make hoodoo jars, but then again, I like to make witch bottles too. I like to make potions and oils. Another thing, as far as like, taxidermy, and so when you're eclectic, you pretty much draw from, and I think most of us are, and a lot of people say, well, you're practicing, that's hoodoo and you're not supposed to be. But they all, to me, they all look similar. So and so I don't know, I mean. And then also, when you think about it, it depends on your bloodline as well. Like for me, I am my family, like my grandmother, when she had children with my grandfather was mixed with Native American, Japanese, and white. So when I was created, by my grandmother and my grandfather, which those are my ancestors, and then my mother was created, which she gave birth to me, then that means that what? That means that I am multicultural. And so this is one of the reasons why, it's good to honor all of your ancestors. That's, but Hecate is my main. thing because she teaches me a lot about witchcraft, and then also um she does a lot. She does a lot. She's a lot more harsh in her approach than a deity like Yemiya, but that's because Yemiya, she's there to coddle you. Yemiya is there to heal you. She's there to soothe you. And she doesn't limit her care to one race. She doesn't. She doesn't. You know, she's very loving to everybody. Okay. And then when it comes to Lakshmi, okay, Lakshmi and Lord Ganesha, Lakshmi came to me, and as well as Kali Ma, and I don't have any complaints about them. And then I really like Saint Expedite because he connects me with Saint Expedite does a lot for me. He does because he helps me with certain bloodline issues and stuff on my father's side of the family. So you know, um, yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah, yeah. And you can tell by just the way that I am because I do listen to all. I can listen to any genre of music. I can, I can listen to. I've been listening to a lot of pagan, Wiccan music lately, but I do like jazz. I do like Jamaican music. I do like African music. I still like rap music. R&B, I do like R&B, but R&B was to me there's a lot of traumatic energy in R&B music. Have y'all noticed that, like especially when it comes to love and relationships, it's a lot of trauma. So, yeah. But yeah, so anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk about that because I think that while a lot of people are focused on these false karmic people that really have no connection with them, you need to be looking at what's happening under your own roof. You need to be looking at because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with spirits. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with forces and spirits and malevolent spirits. Okay. And a lot of the time, those spirits are connected to your bloodline. They're connected to your family. They may be connected to certain locations that you may be in. So, and I just think that whole thing, especially being a spiritualist, going back and forth with people. I mean, I guess it would be okay to have a spiritual debate, but that's not what's happening. This is people that are just they're just throwing daggers at people and trying to discredit people when they don't have the authority to do that. Okay, they don't have the authority to do that. Okay, unless you give them that authority over you, then they'll have that authority. But I wouldn't give it to them. Yeah, the newer rap music, I can't get with it. I can't get with the newer rap music. I'm still kind of back in the 90s and early 2000s when it comes to rap music, but yeah. Yeah, cuz it just like who is that, Takashi 69, and cuz my daughters, I be hearing music and they're that they be listening to, and I'm like, I have never heard of that and don't know what it's about. But some of it, like some of the songs that I've heard my kids listen to, I actually like it, but I've been anyway. So I don't know. I think that especially if you're doing work for people, man, like all of my energy, all of it, every last drop of my energy has been going into my clients, and then of course my personal life, my kids, my house, trying to get things aligned, getting things together, getting back up. Okay. And yeah, I like the baby. See, I ain't never heard a song by the baby. I ain't never heard a song by him. But Zion, I think I'm probably at least 10 years older than you. I guess I'm an old lady. Oh no, I ain't no old lady. But so yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. If anybody on here wants to say I'm not a karmic of yours, and I can teach karmic lessons, but I'm definitely not a karmic of nobody's. And I came here to connect with my spiritual people. Thank you, 31 Shadows. Thank you. I came to connect with my spiritual people and to, inspire other witches. I don't mind helping other witches. I noticed that a lot of people can be extremely treacherous towards each other, and that's sort of the culture on YouTube. And I don't like that, because if we got together as sister witches and then you go and you betray somebody, that that's treason. You're committing treason. Seriously. Mhm. Yeah, I can it's just certain, certain things, like when I like sometimes I'll be in the mood though to just listen to some real, I don't know, I will listen to rock music and rap music. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain songs, like y'all know that song from oh my God, what was the name of that movie with Bruce Willis? The one where they had to go up in the spaceship and they had to destroy an asteroid. And who's that one dude? I don't want to. How does that song go? I don't. It's. I think it's Aerosmith. I don't want to miss a thing, or don't want to miss a thing. Like, I really like that song, and that's considered to be rock music. So, and I've always been into soft rock. Like, a lot of the times, I might get in the mood to listen to some old Beatles or something, or the Zombies or something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm into all different types of genres of music. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm. Yeah, it's certain songs that I have in my playlist that I listen to all the time. So, but anyway, y'all, I got to go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna conserve some of it because I am gonna be back a little bit later to do some oracle readings for y'all. I haven't quite figured out which oracle deck I'm gonna use yet. I think I'm gonna use my energy oracle deck. So do some oracle readings for the channel. So I will catch y'all later. Okay. Y'all have a happy Monday. White Snake. Is that a group? I ain't never heard of that. Okay, you can always call me or text me, because right now I'm about to go take a spiritual bath. I got my herbs in there on the stove ready, because I'm not gonna, like, whenever I'm planning on taking a series of baths, I usually just take them and steep them in a coffee filter, and that way I ain't got to do a huge herb cleanup. So, but you can definitely text or call me, 31 Shadows. Okay. Yeah, yeah. And I got some other readings that I'm gonna do. Like I want to do a reading on Ray J. I got to do a reading on him because I heard that he was going through some things. So that'll be coming up this week. Yes, please. Oh yeah, if you are in my Samhain circle, especially, please take your spiritual baths. Please, please, please do that. No matter like whatever workings I'm doing for you, I always tell you, did you take your spiritual bath? Did you? Please do. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, I will catch y'all later. Y'all have a wonderful week. Okay, blessings.